Good morning. It's Monday, July 29th, and that means two things. Bothering people just comes with the territory, and it's time for the lighting industry news brief brought to you by KeystoneTech.com. And let's talk basics. Let's get down to basics. They have an 8-foot Type B lamp. Two options. Two options. It might not actually be an 8-foot lamp. It might be two 4-foots with an attachment that brings them together. Because that saves you time, saves you shipping, and makes things easy. Speaking of easy, it's got your switch for your power and your switch for your color. It's also got cap adapters, depending on what applications you need. It saves you time, saves you trouble, because that's what Keystone does. They are light made easy. Check the link in the description if you please. The United States Environmental Protection Agency will be spending $4.3 billion on new energy grants in 30 states in the next couple of years. The U.S. Department of Energy is spending $3 million on new energy projects. Some of that is lighting related. The UL has updated their safety rules, with multiple rules from 1993 changing in May. We have new federal funds in Canada coming into community buildings. That includes grants for retrofits and grants for new construction. DSG has bought Source Atlantic. This deal will close in the fall. There are no details disclosed. The Global Lighting Association has published a new white paper on life cycle assessments and end producer declarations. This might change how circularity works in the EU. We will see. Sonepar has bought Echo. Echo is their 7th purchase in 3 years. Revenues are down at current, with annual figures at $867 million. Signify missed their sales estimates on Q2, but still showing 8% profitability. Signify has also published a report on diversity, equity, and inclusion, showing that their young talent is growing, their gender balance is improving, especially at the higher end, and this might be related to winning an L Prize. On Get a Grip on Lighting, we have Courtney Hauser and John Rott talking about the Goombay Bash. We have the first half at Lucheco with revenues up 8%. We have a share buyback at Zumtobel with 11,000 shares going back to the board at the start of the month. Q2 at Valmont shows net sales over $1 billion. Seoul Semiconductor reports on their sales for Q2, which were up 57%. Seoul Viasys' sales were up 11% in Q2. Ocean freight rates are on the rise, with 400% and growing since December. iLamp Florida is new, and it's been founded. This is a new franchisee program for the region, and AD is given back with $15,000 going to the Case for Smiles. Lumi Ad is offering luminaires made of coffee grounds. This combines PLA plastic with coffee products for fixture fittings. And US LED has won Best Lighting from Inside Self Storage magazine. In legal news, we have a mistrial in Dialite v. Sanmina. Jury selection did not go the way they wanted. There is a new trial date set for September. In rep agency updates, Enerlights is expanding their deal with Construction Agents Northwest. Parkside has partnered with IG Railing. Inventronics has partnered with Macwell in the UK. And we have a recap of 56 agency deals from Inside Lighting. In events news, you can still sign up for the Nailed convention. I think they'll take you on the day, but you should fill out your surveys if you're already going. The GSA is hosting a virtual event. That's the General Service Administration. They are hosting this on August 20. They're hosting a roundtable on their circadian lighting program that they did with the NNL in their offices. We have a plant empowerment course. This is a 2-day grower event in Vancouver, BC. The IAU is holding a session on the CPS. This is a dark sky event in August the 7th and 8th. Dr. Tessa Pocock will be presenting a keynote at Glaze. She's CSO of Solely Organic. She's going to kick off the event in November. Speaking of dark sky events in New Zealand, you can go to the NZ Starlight Conference. That's October 20th to 23rd. In IoT news, Deco has raised new venture capital funds with $3.4 million in Series B funds collected so far. Siemens has partnered with Stadtwerke Stuttgart, which is a new smart renewables project. Amazon Alexa is going to be adding subscription fees, with some features going behind a paywall. LCA has updated their Education Express, that's the Lighting Controls Association, improving their free content. Speaking of lighting controls and content, we have the Lighting Controls podcast talking to Bruce Clark. We have people using AI weird. Honeywell keeps finding interesting, odd cases for generalized generative modeling in IoT. Donghua Yu has developed new wearables. These are to generate light and energy. Wiz is passing on a Google offer. They're a cybersecurity group. They're choosing to remain independent for the time being. And the UK has deployed the Internet of Rivers with new real-time monitoring sensors in waterways. In research and development, we have examining energy credits from the PNNL. This is discussing new options under IES 90.1 2022. Daylight saving time makes you make worse decisions. That's right, 5 universities have linked the fall back with unhealthy habits. Stanford U commercializes night solar panels. We've been talking about these devices for as long as I've been here, but this is a device that creates energy from temperature changes at night. The Worcestershire Sauce Polytechnica Institute has designed a more robust perovskite LED. This is a fracture study that has created a tougher structure. That'll probably go into displays first. We have small mammals with a sixth sense. For real, they have a study showing that rodents can detect infrared radiation, i.e. heat, at a distance with specialized organs on their backs. We have the Gini light coefficient, which is a set of math that astronomers use to measure galaxies that are really far away. This can be used to spot deepfakes. It uses lighting reflections in videos that have been manipulated by artificial intelligence, and that's why we support space science around these parts. In darkness-related news, your body temp has been linked with your circadian rhythm. We have a new interdisciplinary recommendation for insect impacts related to Allen. We have a former SpaceX staffer planning on reflector satellite service for solar farms. That's right. Despite having solar panels that work at night, we have a device that will bounce sunlight at night on solar panels. This is a plot of a James Bond movie, indeed. LG displays OLEDs that are LG displays have been certified as sleep-friendly. We have sleep quality linked with chronotypes and life quality. We have circadian rhythms linked with receptor densities. We have circadian dysregulation linked with Alzheimer's performance. We have the Shield Ranch of Barton Creek, Texas, it being named a urban night sky place. We have Taos, New Mexico, updating their lighting ordinances for the first time in 20 years. Guelph, Ontario has approved a light pollution bylaw. Dark Sky, Oregon is pushing back on lighting in the Columbia River Gorge. We have Lincolnwood, Illinois banning garish lights from businesses. We have hurricane recovery grants in Florida paying for turtle-safe lighting now. We have Traverse City, Michigan one school in Traverse City, Michigan willing to pay $100 a night in fines to keep their lighting on. Insists it's for safety, not during the school year. For more details on this and more and everything about darkness, you can check out the Darkness News Update. It's on restoringdarkness.com. It's still me. It's still these headlines. They're just a little more detailed. Horticulturally, the USDA shows that CEA production, that's Controlled Environment Agriculture production, is on the rise in the short term. Nature's Miracle has been sold $5.1 million in grow lights under a rebate deal. Welsh farmers are refitting their barns and sheds for growing spaces, and Huisman Christensen is going LED. In recommended reading, all these stories on nailed.org and more. We have the IES going out to the ball game, whether or not they start regulating sports lights. Rich guys insist on AI, which means rich guys are insisting on nuclear power. State regs are changing for cannabis growth, but not fast enough. We have K-8 schools elementary schools under circadian lighting. We have relighting the Met Museum. We have interior designers needing lighting pros on their speed dial. The Whelmed podcast talks lighting. EVs in rural and remote towns in Canada. We have Lutron's Brendan Van Kampen talking lighting control trends. We have LED bulb myth busting. We have 4 smart city projects. We have how do PIR sensors actually work. We have a case study for a wave pool specific for training competitive surfers, and a case study of 3 high school sports fields. Also in sports news, Salt Lake City, Utah has secured their bid for the 2034 Winter Olympics, which means they are renovating, revamping, rebuilding, or building new facilities based on their 2002 spots. In local news, Arkansas has $100 million in grants for cities. We have University of Wisconsin Stout completing 79 energy projects and getting an award for it. We have Wisconsin-Madison may be ready to light lakeshore paths. BC is offering new retrofit funds. Opelika, Alabama has secured a new streetlight grant. Moorhead, Minnesota is planning on LED street lighting. Oregon Community Housing has planned new energy retrofits. Traverse City, Michigan, back again, beginning their own citywide utility rebate program. York, South Carolina is going to be renovating their municipal complex, including the lighting. Gwinnett County, Alabama is planning a revamp of their municipal buildings. Cambridge, Ontario is revamping their heritage lamp posts for LED. Marshall, Texas high schools are doing complete renos. Scotch Plain, New Jersey, HOAs are suing the town itself over the cost of lighting maintenance as well as snow removal. We have $50 million in energy-related plans in New Orleans, Louisiana. We have feds funding new lighting in Newfoundland harbors, also harbors in Labrador. I have to say both now, that's part of the style guide. The LAPD, the Los Angeles Police Department, is warning against use of Wi-Fi jammers in home burglaries. And the protesters of lighting policies in Florida are returning to bridges in Sarasota to continue their protests. Internationally, the ITT and the EWB are working in Ethiopia. We have the WHO explaining that pedestrian deaths in Africa are based on driver habits, not lighting availability. This is actually true of everywhere. Signify will be adding lighting to 100 villages in Uttar Pradesh, India. Signify is also opening a digital center in Bengaluru, India. And Gewis is joining Lighting Europe. People-wise, Tyler Tondi is taking a sales job at OLS. Jack Fleischer has earned a Lifetime Achievement Award from Habitat for Humanity. And Christian Rothe has joined Rockwell Automation as CFO. And things you could build: you can sense things with LED. You can also build carbon cement energy storage. You can find out what happens when you really magnify. High-powered magnification and a high-powered flashlight. And what happens when those go together? It's fire. It's what happens. It's fire. And in the debunking zone, my favorite zone, smartphone vision syndrome isn't really a thing. And even if it was, it wouldn't blind you. I've been Scott Wachter. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for doing the podcast things, like subscribing and liking and rating and reviewing and telling friends. I also want to thank Leadvance, Light Efficient Design, Espen, and ETI. I will see you next week, but not Monday, on Tuesday. Tuesday next week. Have a good one. Sometime out